President. Now that's as Republican as I get. You're not very quick, eh? If this House would reunite Ireland, then the first and obvious question that it raises is, when was Ireland last united? And of course the compelling answer to that is, under the British Crown. So maybe this motion is a plaintive plea to take you back. I watched how you all fawned over our Queen, how you were blown away by royalty, how you even liked her linguistic skills. We saw it all. So I do suspect that really beneath this motion is that craving, that desire to return from whence you came. And I have to ask, how's it been for you when you've been away? First of all, a free state. Free, was it? Then a republic. And then subject to Soviet-style control from Brussels. How's it been, ladies and gentlemen? Yes.
How was the state where you had half the nation being second-class citizens in the Protestant?
I wouldn't know, you tell me. You tell me about the Protestant minority in the Irish Republic. Started at 10%, now 2%. No accident, but a design. So you tell me about how minorities have thrived in Ireland. So, here you are, secretly wanting. You're not in a very good place, so I can understand why you want away. I can understand that with 14% unemployment stabilised only by migration, that you would like a state where unemployment is only 7%. I can understand that with a deficit, and this is probably out of date, because this was the figure before I came into this room, of 122 billion. I can understand how you'd like to be in another place. But the question is, if we were to secede to your plaintive plea to have you back and to reunite Ireland, could we afford you? Could we afford the cost of the Republic of Ireland? Your 122 billion deficit, your 85 billion bailout from the Irish, from the EU, and your 7 billion that we give you from the United Kingdom. You know, you're a very expensive people, and I think you really ask too much for us to readmit you to the United Kingdom. Yes?
Speaker, I share a lot of your sentiments, and I'm wondering, if Scotland gets out, can we get back in?
Well, you have to. I appreciate your desperation. It's pretty obvious, and I understand the source of it entirely, and I empathise with that. But we're very reasonable people north of the border, and you know. If you behave yourselves in contrast to what you've done in the past, then you never know what's possible. You see, let's consider your courtship technique in relation to Northern Ireland. You tell us, oh, we love you so much, we want you in this united Ireland. Oh, yes? That's why you spawned and armed the provisional IRA? Is it? That's why you sent him. Sir. That's why you sent him to butcher and to murder postmen,
Sir.
And civilians,
Sir.
And shopkeepers,
Sir.
Part-time security force members, and people simply because they were Protestants, as at King's Mills or T-Ban. Is that your courtship technique? Is that how you expect to impress us in respect of wooing us into your Irish Republic? And what about collusion? We need look only. We need look only at the Smithic Tribunal to see the litany of collusion between your security forces on personnel in it, and the provisional IRA. And look at the havoc wreaked, and ask the next speaker, if you wish, about what East Tyrone IRA did to Protestants in that part of the country. It's not a very impressive record. But if collusion doesn't do it for Ulster Unionists, maybe corruption does. Because let's look today at the Mackin report. Oh, what an inviting democracy you have, that we should want to give up what we have and come down to a place where you can have everything that the Mackin Tribunal described today. What an endearing invitation. It is so irresistible. But I'm afraid I'm going to say no, nonetheless. And if we did, how could you afford us? You know, we are part of the United Kingdom. And as part of the United Kingdom, we benefit, as other regions do, from subvention. £16 billion a year. Might seem very little compared with your 122, or whatever it is, billion deficit. That's a lot of money you'd have to find. Should I go to my constituents in North Antrim and say, well, you know, let's get all misty-eyed about Irish unity and little green men and leprechauns and all the rest, and let's decide that we don't really need the pension levels we have, we don't really need the National Health Service we have, we don't really need the benefit system we have. In fact, we don't need the 16 million at all. We'll just be happy in a united Ireland. I don't think so, ladies and gentlemen. Sir. And that is what you offer. And don't be surprised if it is rejected, because we have the right to say no. The principle of consent abides. And unless and until you can persuade us, or we can persuade you to return home, then Ireland will not be reunited, either as it previously was, or as some euphemistic hope it might be. You know, should I say to the people of Northern Ireland, let's give up the stability of the British pound. Let's embrace that fantastic currency, the euro. Let's put ourselves up for the Greek experience. Let's consider having our credit rating described as junk, as the Irish Republic has been described by the Moody. By the Moody people. You know, it's so inviting. I really do say to you that if this House thinks that it will reunite Ireland, then you're sadly deluded. Whatever you say tonight, this House will not reunite Ireland. Thank you.